Now, students, we study about India, land, and people. Primitive men came into existence simultaneously in India and eastern South Africa. Mesmerized by varied and prosperous heritage, many foreign tribes came to India. Consequently, the remains of all tribes are found here. The Dravidians were considered to be the most ancient people of India. But the modern researcher of linguistics and anthropology is a scientific study of human behavior and societies in the past and present, have proved that even before the Dravidians, six more tribes came and settled in India. Let's explore more about them. First of all, we study about Negritoid, also called Hapsi people. Some historians believe that Negrate or Negros are the most ancient inhabitants of India. They came from Africa via Baluchistan to India. They were black, having height of 4 to feet and curly hairs. In present scenario, these tribes are basically seen in the countries like South Africa, Kenya, Jamaica, South America, etc. Second, we'll study about Australoid Nishat people. People of this tribe came from Southeast Asia. Their physical features were black skin with broad head, flat nose, short in height, etc. The Aryans who came later on to India called them Nishad. The origins of these tribes like Kol and Munda Khasi tribes of Assam. The tribes of Nicobar and Myanmar have similarities to the Australoids. Their contribution in the development of Indian culture and civilization is immense. They made clay utensils, wore cotton cloth, and knew many other skills. Means they were skilled tribes. They had great religious beliefs too. The third will study about Dravidians. Originally, Dravidians belonged to India, means they were the main inhabitants of India. They were the direct descendants of Stone Age civilization and the creator of Mohenjo-daro culture as well. The tribes which came from north survived with their language and cultural features. Later on, they were only called as Dravidians. Dravidians gave the concept of mother as a goddess and father as a god. So the thought of Parvati and Shiva as mother and father developed from Dravidian era. Moreover, the tradition of worshipping nature is the gift of the Dravidian. The tradition of worshipping with dhoop, incense stick, deep, lamp, and arti are considered to be the gift of the Dravidians. Besides, nature and animal worshipping, etc., are their great features. Original deities of Dravidian have been accepted by Aryans and were re-established by them as a god of culture with pace of time. Under the tremendous influence of North, Aryan culture was deeply internalized by the Dravidians. Hence, intercaste marriages took place. Dravidians had matriarchal system of family, means mother was the head of the family. Mother was the decision making body of the family. Dravidians progressed a lot in different crafts and arts like building of boat and raft, weaving, spinning, dyeing, etc. Due to the dominance of the Aryans, they shifted to South India and settled there. As a result, today we can see the people speaking Dravidian family languages like Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam, etc. Fourth, other tribes. Apart from above Mongoloid, Alpine, Dinaric, and Armenoid tribe were also there in India. Mongoloid. They came to India from North China via Tibet and settled down at North Assam. Sikkim, Bhutan, and West Bengal, etc. They gradually Indianized themselves. Mongoloid people possessed the physical characteristics like yellow complexion, flat face, chubby cheeks, almond shaped eyes, etc. Having yellow complexion, Mongoloid were known as Kirat. Mongoloid tribes can easily seen in northeastern part of India. Now we'll study about Alpine, Dinaric and Armenoid. These people migrated from Central Asia. All these three tribes have similarities. The origin genes of these tribes are found in a large number in Gujarat, Saurashtra, Maharashtra, Bengal and Odisha. Hello students, in my previous video we have studied about various types of India. Today we will study about the Aryans. The Nordic Aryans were the creators of Aryan civilization in India. Hindus were called Aryans in the ancient time, and the area where they were densely populated was known by the name of Aryavart. As 7 rivers were flowing over there, that region was named as Sapta Sindhu. In ancient time, the first Aryan population was concentrated in the northwest. The area of Aryavart was extended up to Mithila, Bihar in the east. In south, it spread up to Vindhyachal. During post-Vedic period, they were more advanced people than any other contemporary tribes of India. This vast land was recognized with various names as Bharat Bhumi, Bharat Khand and Bharatvarsh etc. after the name of the king Arya Bharat or Bharatkul tribe. It is believed that Aryans were nature lovers. They loved and worshipped the trees, the rivers, the mountains, the sun, the wind, and the rain. They had composed hymns for praying to various natural elements. In due course of time, some religious ceremonies like recitation of Vedas, performing yajna, and other activities became prevalent in India. There was a fine amalgamation or mixture of those tribes with their specific style of living and harmonious culture was formed, which gave India a glorious and prosperous heritage. These foreigners and Indian tribes amalgamated or mixed their culture in such a way over a long period of time that they lost their individual identity. Through intercaste marriages, outsiders and local people were greatly influenced by each other language, script, name and culture and beliefs also. This played a vital role in Indianizing these foreigners since ancient times. A composite or a mixed culture has been created in India. They all then become Indians. In short, in ancient India, the amalgamation of various cultures enriched Indian culture by making it variegated and prosperous. Now we'll study about the preservation and conservation of heritage. Heritage brought glory to the nation. It is the primary duty of every citizen of India to see that nobody can harm the ancient memorials. In our constitution, the fundamental duties of Indian citizen are mentioned in Article 51A. In that, 6, 7 and 9 describes following duties for the preservation of our cultural heritage. We should understand the importance of our harmonious culture, prosperity and to preserve it. We should also maintain the forests, tanks, rivers and the wild animals and birds along with maintain the natural environment and to show compassion for all living creatures. We should protect the public property and giving up are also included in it. Students, you all have to write the answers of the questions given in the exercise of your textbook and it is mandatory for all.